Hello, guys. It is Sophia, one half of the Just Theater crew. And today I thought, since I'm locked down because, COVID 19, and I just sit around and watch musicals all day, that I should give you some reviews on a musical. So today we're going to be reviewing Black Friday. I love it. First of all, it's such a cool musical. I love the concept because, I just do. And so, yeah, I'm going to be reviewing, the song and the theme and the message and was it a good musical to watch. So first, the theme and the message. The message, to me, was, clearly about commercialism in the United States. And I feel like in the first viewing, when I first watched it, I was confused. Everyone was really I was confused because going into it, I didn't know what was happening. I had I tried to stay away from spoilers as much as I can. So I tried to watch it. I was so confused. I didn't know what the heck the black and white was or what Webby was. And yeah, I was very, very confused, and I didn't really know what was going on. So keep that in mind. You might have to give it a second viewing to understand all of the references and understand what the full concept is. Also, I think a main criticism that this show is getting is it doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a serious take on commercialism, or does it want to be a funny show about, this stupid toy that's taking over the world, or does it want to be a musical about this thing? And it tries to meld all the three together, and at some points it's very nice, and at some points it just is a muddled mess. And I think that's its main problem, is it doesn't know what it wants to be. So that's my main complaint, is just the confusion first-time viewers might have watching this. Also, the actors are all amazing. I love them all. And yeah, everyone in the Starkid crew is so crazy talented. I wish I could be as half talented as you. Everyone was amazing. And I don't really have any complaints as far as actors go. Also, I loved the design of the Tickly Wiggly. It was very, it looks like a thing that us as a culture would find very attractive to us, those stupid garbage pail kids or whatever, something like that. It sounds like something that we would go crazy over because, looks like it. Now I think I want to talk about the songs, because the songs are amazing. They are really awesome, but there are some songs that I don't like very much. One of my favorites is California MIA. I don't know how to say it, California, I don't know. But that song, it's very good. I like the harmonies in it. Yeah, those two are amazing singers, they both are. And Hannah jamming throughout the entire thing. Love it. Then, I love anything where Dylan Saunders gets to belt, because I love his belting voice. What Tim Wants and If I Fail You. I think those are the titles of the song anyway. They're really nice songs, and they allow a lot of, belty moments in there. And I think my least favorite songs, sorry Lauren Lopez, I love you, but I don't know that you shined in this musical. I think the most of the songs with her in it was they fell short for me. The I Will Be Adored, it had great iconic moments, laughable moments, but I don't think it really stood out as a villain song to me, and I wish it was more of a villain song. Made in America was pretty good too, but I don't know if Joey Richter's voice really suited it well. I think it would have been better suited to a different actor, but love the song. My least favorite song, probably, man, I don't know. They're all so great, and I don't want to name any of them. I don't like Monsters and Men. I don't want to say this because I'm gonna be attacked, but I'm not a big fan of Jeff's falsetto. I don't know. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I think he's a wonderful creator, and he's got a beautiful voice, but his falsetto, I don't like. I find it annoying. I'm sorry. Don't slap me. But yeah, that's that. What are some other things that I want to say about this musical? It's a really well written musical. It is. It just, when it knows what it wants to be, it's really good. It's funny at some parts, and it's got really good actors in it, and everyone in it knows how to sing really well. But the main fault, as I've said many, many times, is what is it? Well, is it a musical? Is it a horror thing? Is it a comedy? Because in very rare cases, comedy and horror work. And I think they worked better in The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. I like that musical better, I think. Because this musical, it's trying too hard to be horror. And The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, it was kind of a funny, thing where, yeah, the world's being taken over by musicals. That would never happen. And I think that's why the comedy worked, is because this would never happen. We wouldn't all burst into song, and it's something that all us theater kids have thought of. So I know this has just turned into The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals review, but I feel like it's important to compare the two because they are written to be in the same universe. And I feel like there's not as much character development in the second one. And I know they're different characters, but it just feels like we got a lot more information about Emma and Paul and everything else. And everything was, together and cohesive in that one. And it just seems like in this one, you're trying to do fan service by having, different cameos of the guy in a hurry and Ted and Charlotte and stuff like that, instead of focusing on the new characters like Lex and Hannah and stuff like that. But you can't have both, it seems, with this musical, because the whole people are theorizing about is that, it's in a time loop, right? And everything bad happens, but it's a different thing every time. So I think that the original idea of The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals is a far better rendition of Hatchetfield. I feel like as a standalone, here's the thing, some people, like my friend Gavin, who's on the other side of that channel, hi Gavin, he's only watched Black Friday, so he doesn't get all the little nuances and references, and sure, those are great to put in the play in sprinkles, but I just feel like if you have a sequel, it shouldn't be its own thing. It shouldn't, I don't know what I'm saying, guys, but if you have a sequel, and some people don't know it's a sequel, then they're gonna be really confused when this girl comes in and everyone's screaming. And, at the beginning of the play, when Paul and Emma come out, they're all, screaming, the audiences, and people watching it for the first time, they aren't gonna understand why these two very mundane people are getting cheered at so loudly. And I feel like that you're not gonna get the full experience unless you watch The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. And personally, I don't think musicals should have sequels. I just don't. I think it's confusing, and it doesn't, sometimes people can see the second one with the money that they have and not the first one. And I think, of course, in Starkid's case, it is easier for people to watch the original than the other one, but what if someone just happens upon Black Friday and then they're very confused? And that's the thing that makes Black Friday a weird case, is that it's not an original work. It's got so much groundwork already laid up from the previous musical that the character development falls flat for anyone who hasn't watched the previous one. Also, with the new characters, there's practically no, like, character development. They just, things happen to them. Like, Wiggly, happens, like, they're just in it. They're not getting developed. The most developed person is probably Lex, and she just starts, like, realizing what it is. Like, Tom is a fairly developed character, but again, things just happen to him, and that's why he develops. He should develop over natural stages. And I think that is the main reason that Black Friday falls short for me, is because of the lack of character development, and because of the fact that it just doesn't know what it wants to be. So I think that's pretty much it. Of course, go see for yourself. I'm not omissioned. I'm not going to yell at you if you disagree with me. Leave a comment. Do whatever you want. And I will see you guys next time. Or Gavin will. I don't know. Bye.